Okay, I have copied some house prices from a random county, from Daft, and I have put them into Excel, and I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I can do with them. So I've got 50 prices from Excel. I just copied and pasted them in. Now this is my original data. What I would advise you to do, in fact always advise you to do with your raw data or data you've just collected or you've just downloaded for some source, I would just keep it as is and I would copy it. So Control and C and just copy it there. This way you can always come back to your original data if you notice there's a problem in your data. You can always refer back to your original and see if you can see where the problem lies. So I'll just keep my original data here. I just highlighted it in yellow, and I'll use this data now for all my computations here. So the first thing I'll do with it is I'll put it into currency format. So it go euro, and you can see there that the euro symbol comes up. And the next thing I'll do with it is I'll order it. So I'll go to sort and filter over here. Now if I click on sort and filter, you can go automatically smallest to highest, or you can go largest to smallest, or if you go into custom sort you can decide what you want to do. Now custom sort is handy if you have several columns that you want to sort, or you want to sort one and then add a different level sort from another. So if I go into custom sort here, I can also select or deselect my data as headers, and it does. I've named it data from Daft, say. So there's my data. I want to go smallest to largest. Okay. Now this will give me my range as well. So I have my smallest, 154,500, all the way up to my largest, which is 380,000. So quite a range there. I probably expect a fairly large standard deviation from a range like that. It's quite a range, quite a low price up to quite a high price there for my 50 houses. Now, so I suppose the first thing I might want to look at is the average. Okay, so I'll just call that cell average there, because that will refer to what the data is in the next cell. Now, I press equals because equals is what will bring in a formula for me. And I go equals average. I open bracket, and I can either type in my range of cells, or I can click on one and drag it up to the top. And when you drag it up to the top, release the clicker, or release the mouse, and then close bracket and return, and that gives you 248,600. So the average price in this county is 248,600. We might have a look at the median as well. So we go equals median, open bracket, and then we click on the range, drag up to the top, release the mouse and close bracket, and we have a median that's very, very close to the average. So we have the median value of 249,750. So the middle value in this ordered array here, 249,750. Actually, I think that Excel will bring up, even if it's not an ordered array, if you have it in Excel, it'll bring up the median value. Let's just, you know what, we'll just double check there. Just to be sure. Yeah, it does. So Excel orders it automatically, even if they're not ordered by cell here. So you have the median of 249,750. We'll go for the mode, so we'll call that mode, and we'll go equal mode. So what is the most common observation? Or if there is one, there could be a couple. So we have 250,000. Okay, so we have, I'll just go back up to the start. So we have two houses on 156, 259, 279, 295, 2225, and we have three at 250,000. We have two at 295,000 and two at 350,000. Okay, so our mode is 250,000. That's our most common observation. And now we'll have a look at our standard deviation. We'll call it standard deviation. Now you can see on Excel that when the word goes into the next cell and I start typing in the answer, it'll become blocked. So I'll just widen it a bit. double click on it and it will bring it as wide as the value that's in the cell. So we go equal STDEV, standard deviation. Again, select my cells, close bracket, and I do have a fairly high standard deviation of €60,531.05. So we see that there are a lot of houses in the high end and the low end of the distribution. Standard deviation is fairly high. If we were to think about how to interpret standard deviation, and I'll be doing this in class as well, but we would look at one standard deviation above and one standard deviation below the average. So we'd have 2/3 of the houses being within, let's see, between 188,000 and 309,000. So we have 2/3 of the houses lying in this range here. So this is one standard deviation above and one standard deviation below the mean. Okay. I'll just delete those. Okay, I will pause it there. The next slides will have a look at how to create the table and things like that.